Hello, welcome back to the channel. A lot of people that watch this channel now know that I do a lot with my Project C1. That is the main drive behind the channel. This, although isn't strictly related to my C1, it does kind of have something to do with it because I was lucky enough to be offered a place as a race mechanic at the Race of Remembrance for CSC Racing, which races C1s, 107 Tigers, that sort of thing, in the City Bug Club. At the Race of Remembrance 2021 in Anglesey. Now, a lot of people know that I do have links to the military myself, so this is a charity that's very close to my heart. It brings in military veterans into the motorsport environment and helps things like rehabilitation and that sort of thing, and it is a really, really good thing. So, to be given any opportunity at all to have anything to do with this in any way is an honour and a privilege for me. So make sure you go and speak to Mission Motorsport, links down in the description below. And in the meantime, this is an idea of what we get up to in a race team during a race weekend. There's a lot of pit stop practices, there's a lot of practice on track, there's a few actual live pit stops in the race, and a few other bits and pieces like that just to see what we actually get up to behind the pit wall. So, to that end then, I'm not going to go on about it too much, but do all the usual stuff like share, comment, subscribe and all that. You can buy us a coffee, you can look in the description, it's all in there. But in the meantime, let's get on with the video.
Okay, go. Seat in the right place?
Yep.
Start the engine. Okay.
There you go.
Shock out. How long to go? 42 seconds. Wait there.
Let's push back. 2, 1, and go. Come on, Dave.
We need one more lap, safety car.
This is at the wrong. From here.
Where is it? Good lad. We're brimming it, alright? Going all the way, yeah? Come on the inside.
We're not starting this.
This is one here. Is that a 17, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got a 17 on yours?
Are you doing this, yeah?
Yep.
I'll jack if you want.
Alright.
Jack my side. Yeah, let's take a look.
Oh, this might take a while. Nope, never mind. Yeah, I know. So you
started late. How long?
I started time.
Put on the brake and the timer.
Time somewhere else.
You've been stopped for about 5-10 seconds. 10 seconds probably when I started that.
How long we got?
45 seconds.
How much fuel is it? Just over 20.
209's got the same issue.
Space of time.
Can't do that, I got in trouble.
Wait.
Yes, we have been off-road. He went from P2 to P4, he's made it back up.
Yeah, they do, yeah. So,
Yeah, tyres are there. Got a jack ready?
salt wrench is ready.
Yeah, I got that. Good. Jack! Wheel off. Oh,
Go on.
No.
Go on, sit the other wheel on and get the nut out. Get the spigot first. You lined up? Yeah.
Where my torque wrench goes. To your right, to your right. Oh, why is that not working?
One left. He's on the timer. You got one on.
Flash your headlights.
Somebody started.
Yeah, just turned it off, it's fine.
Started that when he came in.
Don't f up. You got 2 minutes to make up to get P1.
What's the gap to the car behind?
2 minutes? Oh, the car behind? No idea. 2 minutes to P1. It'll be fine.
1 minute 20 left, go 7.
Time?
1 minute, when it gets to 120 we send it.
Right. That was done very quickly. Happy with that.
It took 10 litres, didn't it? After the normally take yours to make it 10 seconds too long on our one as well. It's not terrible. He'd have probably lost 10 seconds thinking I can't do it. So if you had 10 seconds to lose.
Watching. No time.
No time.
Okay, so while the gearbox is being changed, just over here, we're also doing post-race checks. So cleaning out the wheel wells, checking the rear brakes, having a quick look inside. This particular car had a problem with fuel, so the fuel pump is going to be changed. Let me shed some light on the situation. So the fuel pump is going to be changed, which is this whole unit here. This plastic ring comes off anti-clockwise, these pipes come off, this electrical connector comes off, the whole thing comes out. The reason why that needs changing is because the pickups on this are a little bit bent, which in itself isn't a massive problem, but it did kind of run out of fuel on track. So as it was surging, we're just going to get that thing all changed. So in a moment, jack the back up. Once the gearbox is sorted, we'll change the rear wheels because they're getting a little bit low on tread as well. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Also though, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and finally, follow me on Instagram.
Well, can't see anything wrong with it.
So it turns out the fuel pump for 417 here, it appears okay, to be honest with you. We don't really know why that's not working. So what we've decided to do is we're going to source another one and we're going to replace it. So while we're here in the back of the car, I will show you what we've got in here. Okay, so as you can see, this tank is definitely non-standard. We've got the anti-surge foam in there that you know, while you're ragging around the track and things like that, it's been modified so that it prevents any sloshing around of the fuel. It's baffles basically, and the point is to make the fuel stationary as stationary as possible. Now the idea of that is that the more stationary it is while you're ragging around on track, then the better the fuel pickup's going to be. That's the problem that this car had on track earlier on. It stopped on the pit straight. Managed to get it going again, but it wasn't picking fuel up properly. So as you can see there, proudly sponsored by yours truly. And while we're here, we'll have a look, see what's going on underneath. So if we have a look from the top, okay, we can see the lads underneath wrestling with the gearbox. But that is a new gearbox that's going in. The other one, it was beginning to crunch in the synchro meshes a little bit, so we decided that it's just quicker and easier to change the entire gearbox. So as you can see, the drive shafts are out. The drive shaft at that end is in the gearbox. This end is zip tied up just so it's not going to drop and fall out and leak gearbox oil everywhere. But the rest of this car has been spanner checked. We're happy with it, and as soon as we're ready, you know, as soon as the car's back on the ground, this light bar and this marker light are coming off. I only got this marker light working this morning. It's coming off for tomorrow's race. In the meantime, we're at 209. As we were earlier, there is coolant and all sorts of stuff on the floor. This engine is being stripped, ready to be removed, and the rocker cover has been sent to one of my colleagues down the paddock. One of my army colleagues from the Royal Engineers. They have laid claim to the rocker cover because theirs was knackered as part of the race. But as you can see, this one, this is 199. This is working just fine. There was no hits or anything like that. That's my mate Steve. That's the team boss. Yeah, all good on that front on the BMW 199. And just to complete, we've got the car that I'm looking after, 497. This car has done very well indeed today. Again, sponsored by yours truly, and a number of other things. The one thing that I will make a note of here is that the marshals have done a fantastic job this weekend. I absolutely cannot praise the marshals enough for what they've done here. They've kept everybody safe, everybody secure, everything's good. I didn't actually realise that lit up, which reminds me, I've got to go find the safety car. But while we're here, there's the inside. It's almost fairly standard. Everybody wants a rev counter. We've got a rev counter. Comes in handy actually. I figured, you know, because I'm of the age where max power cars were a thing, and they had all the stickers down the side of the wing. And I thought, as we've got BRSCC there and the poppy for the Remembrance, I thought I'd add myself right at the very top there. It's only because that's the only place that was space, to be fair. Yeah, so that is 497. Everything's good with that one. I mean, you can see that the tyre tread it's still good actually. I mean, it's down to the 1.6 mil, but it's a racetrack, nobody cares. So yeah, let's that will probably get sent out on that set of tyres in the morning, but they'll be changed at the first pit stop. So let's go and find the poppy car, the safety car, and we'll have a look at those 615 poppies that light up. So, as we can see now, or as you might be able to see, so there are a ton of poppies on this car. Top there says remember, so that's really cool. Got, you know, the usual stuff, lights on top, safety car. It is a Lotus 430, but as you can see here, and this is really cool. This is actually quite moving, to be honest. Hand laid thousands of poppies, 615 of these light up. That's 615 poppies to represent 615 people that have died in Iraq and Afghanistan for the armed forces in the last 20 years. It's quite humbling to see. That really is quite an impressive sight to behold. What a lovely gesture that is from Lotus to provide such a fitting car for such an occasion. So it's currently about 7:45 in the morning. The red lights are on. All the teams are in the garages. That Lotus caught fire twice this weekend. Kept dropping gearbox oil on the track. That's not bueno, but there we go. So as we come up to the pit exit, as you can see, it's a live circuit, but you know, the red lights are on, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. As you can see in the distance, just there, we've got the mountain ranges just coming into view as the sun rises. This is the view from the pit exit all the way up to turn 1. Just there, yesterday, one of our BMWs had a bit of an incident with a couple of MX-5s. Don't really know what happened, but there was 2 MX-5s versus 1 BMW and nobody came up on top, so never mind. This Marshall's post here, these are the guys that came and pushed it out under double waved yellows. They absolute balls of steel, those guys, because that should have been a safety car. And then as we keep looking around, that is the actual pit exit. Pit straight even. See if we can get a better picture of that. There we go. Yeah. And if we come back down the pit lane, back down towards garage 18, we can see a car out on the pit lane getting fueled. Some MX-5 type job. Let's have a look at the actual pit wall itself. So here's the pit entrance, or pit wall entrance. Big diesel lighting rig. This is our pit shelter. As you can see, external power supply. So the illuminated light up pit boards can be seen, and there's a guy in a van just here. He's dragging like a giant squeegee just to take the surface dew off the track, because there is a little bit of mist in the air, and it's making the track very greasy. So let's follow this guy through. Taking the racing line at the fastest of speeds, of course, and then right, let's get back into garage 18. So here we are then. Cars are going down to the assembly area. They're going into Park Fermi. So it's had its oil, spark plugs, filters, that sort of thing. So that's 417. Light bars off, all that sort of good stuff. And as we carry on down, nice little Lotus there. Here's my mean machine, 497. Proudly sponsored by some wet Dab DIY stickers. A couple there. There's the safety car as it goes up to the top, because we're doing a safety car restart today. Some of the Royal Engineers guys. It's giving way to the Civic. I'll meet you in Paddock, Fermi.
It's quite a good track.
497 in the assembly area with the rest of all these fine specimens of cars. There's a fine specimen of a driver there, Peter. 497, and we're in Paddock, Fermi officially. There's that nice Lotus again. Not entirely certain what's going on with that, but whatever. This is the car that my good friend Martin Bashforth is working on. This is one of the MX-5s that had a bit of an issue with one of our BMWs last night. So as 417 arrives and the guy scooting around, scoot, we'll get Peter all dressed up and strapped in, and he's ready to go. The RAF boys in this BMW, by the way, these poor guys were here till 5:30 this morning working on this car, but it's good to see that they've made it on track. They're here, they're all good to go. It's good to see. But 497, the mean machine's here, and just going to give the wheels a quick torque check, all that sort of good stuff, and then I should probably get dressed up in my fire retardant suit. Good luck, Peter, you do fine. That's the Morgan and hand controls, by the way. It's one of our competitors, 467. They were doing very well yesterday. And that's our other car in the other class, the BMW number 199. Some more Morgans, a few Porsches. The Royal Engineers BMW, we've been talking to these guys recently. They seem to be a very capable team. Another one of our competitors, doing alright. One of the minis, and out comes 417. So here he comes. The minis, MX-5. Another one of the competitors, 318. He did very well yesterday, actually. 99, that's an absolute track weapon, that one. That is fast. And then last one, number 100, away he goes. So let's go to the grid. Okay, so we're on track. As you can see right at the end there, we have double waved yellows, a couple of Morgans, things like that coming through. And if we look at the marshal's post over here, you might just be able to see safety car deployed. So safety car lives at the end of the pit lane there. I'm not sure if it's caught anyone yet, but safety car has been deployed. There's one of our motors there. It's just coming round on the back straight there, trying to pick up the safety car. Not sure what's happened yet, but it's been deployed.
The gear select.
Yeah, I'm just having a look.
Not going to be able to do much with it.
Just checking. Okay.
Come through the hairpin, squeezing your tyres down, and that from one of the minis. Getting down to the top as well. In a moment, Terry, here he comes. Plenty of traffic around me. So that may be an opportunity to get a first line of the body. Like yourself, 1.3.576, and with Benay, he's coming into the bus stop now, and across the line. One body, just 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds now for Benay on aggregate positions.
You can't do this 4 minutes.
Could he finish yesterday's race?
How much fuel is it now?
First thing the speed started, when then the cars around at the beginning of the portion of the race to allow a wait line.
Ready for another play? They met him halfway.
Thank you very much indeed, I really appreciate it. And actually he's talking about stuff that was knocked around by volunteers. This whole thing happens thanks to volunteers. We're a really small team, we've got very little capacity to do very much, to be honest. But it's all kind of made to happen by the people who lean in for us. We're immensely grateful, it is incredibly cool. But if you're going to stand up here on a race meeting and you're going to thank anybody, you've got to start off firstly by thanking the people in orange, the marshals. Thank you. Frightening at 7 o'clock, but we race in the dark, and we race in different classes, and it is scary out there. And without the marshals, none of this would be possible or safe or feasible, and we are incredibly grateful. There's a lot of you, and it's ace. It's just been absolutely wonderful. The other people who make the race happen, though, I think have done an absolutely tremendous job. It's a difficult thing to come here and get your head around, something that's a bit different from your average race meeting. But Greg, Mandy, Antoine, Luke, Ray, the whole BRSCC team, thank you from us. Thank you for constructive feedback for next year is really welcome, because we're going to do it again. It's just going to get bigger and shinier every time. It also isn't possible without sponsors. Sponsors are really important. Without them, we simply wouldn't be able to afford making the race happen. And some of you would have wondered a couple of the things that were stuck to the car. One of which is Parenco, who is a oil and gas support company. But the guy who owns and runs that company is a particular supporter of ours. He won his class at Le Mans this year. He won his class at Le Mans the year before. He's a guy called Francois Perodo, and we hope to get him here for a future Race of Remembrance. We're just trying to make, unfortunately, our ability to move Remembrance weekend is less good than his ability to adjust his diary. So we're going to get him here to do that, and we're incredibly grateful. But the other one which you'll have seen is SSGC, which has been stuck to all of your cars and is run by a couple of guys, one of whom is racing for the first time here. Came and went through his arts test alongside some of our guys at Thruxton only a month ago. Guy, but Dave, where is Dave, by the way? Where is he? Is he? Oh, there we go. Dave Stubbs, former Royal Military Police. Sorry, I don't know what that's about, Dave. And the Royal Military Police are an outstanding outfit. They, as a company, are doing extraordinary things. They've gone through enormous growth, and what they are doing is supporting service leavers and veterans, including sponsoring their qualifications to be able to enter the security industry. So it goes deeper than this is a bit of commercial sponsorship or leverages of PR or anything. The organisation, it has got that, runs through them like a stick of rock. They supplied a lot of the volunteers as well for this weekend. And SSG, we need to thank you very much indeed for making it happen. Thanks, Dave. We should also point out that SSGC has become part of the fabric of Anglesey circuit because it's imprinted in the side of the rocket marshal position, which is where Dave, unfortunately, might have wrapped the car earlier. So we've got you a marshal's patch, especially for you. It's a little bit different. I don't know if you can just sort of read it out for us, mate. But that'll look good on you.
I don't crash, I just stop with style.
There we are. We know we're going to see you guys back, and thank you, genuinely from us, it's been absolutely fantastic. There's lots of other people to thank. RAF Valley supplied the Padre. For the 8th sequential year in the row, they supplied no aircraft for the fly past. I'm going to have one small dig as well there for some fun this time. But really incredibly grateful for that. But RAF Valley also provides the bulk accommodation for the charity, and without which we simply wouldn't be able to afford to be able to do that. We're incredibly grateful for the RAF Valley team for leading into it. You've also met a couple of characters from 19 Regiment Royal Artillery who are stood next to me, who I will embarrass. Lance Bombardier, Megan Beveridge, and Gunnar Thomas Baker, who provided the music. They've been amazing. And then a little bit on, just really quickly, the things that we're going to give out. So, for those who haven't seen them before, the first, second, third, the 4 driver assumptions we've got against each team gets a thing called a veteran pen. They are really lovely things. They're made by an RAF veteran who knocks these things out at home. It takes him quite a long time to be able to produce each one. They're actually a really lovely writing instrument. They comprise 2 7.62 millimetre shells, which are back-to-back reworked in order to make a really lovely writing instrument. So everybody, first, second and third, on the podium in each class, you're going home with one of these things. They're really, really easy to get through airport security. But the other thing that we talked about was perseverance. Perseverance was first dedicated by Jack Taylor, and I was talking about it at Thruxton in lockdown and online to everybody who's watching on YouTube, and it's a wonderful thing, and I've talked a little bit about the story of it before. But some of you got the chance to see these, because these are the ones that the class winners are taking home with them. So this is yours to keep. Perseverance comes back to us to be handed on to the next people, but these fellas, Jack has made for people to take home. We appreciate that there's 4 of you going to come up, and we're only going to give you one of these things. Save the fight until you've got into the paddock, please, on the other side, for who gets to take it home. But if you want more of them, and we want to give Jack a mechanism for generating income for years in the future, if you like stuff like this, and you would like some of it yourself, talk to us, and we'll talk to him, and we'll help make it work, and he will make a thing like this for you. But these ones are unique, and they're branded on the bottom, they're individually numbered. These are the Race of Remembrance trophies, and while we will make duplicates for a team to give to its members who has won one legitimately, they're absolutely unique otherwise, and you'll never go. So, but this one isn't a class trophy. This one, Jack, would you do us a favour?
Anyway, you lot buy my shit, I need to fucking pay my tax.
We're just trying to find the person who's just escaped. But actually, hang on a minute. There's got to be an easy way to do this. We're trying to get hold of a net freak. So Alf. So if we could just give it, if we could all go, where are you, Alf? On 3. Is that possible? 3, 2, 1. Go on, Alf. Is she up there? Alf! Come on!
Is that 1 minute or 2 minutes?
Can't get the stats, can you? There we go. So how long does it take to go down the flight of stairs? We're about to find out. Help. Round of applause, please. So, these are individual trophies that Jack has made. We made an extra one for you. Just to say thank you very much for yours and Andrew's work in pulling all of this together. And I think the two of you as a partnership, being able to make this place work is extraordinary. And we are incredibly grateful to you. Yeah, we want you to sell that. Thanks, Al.
Race of Remembrance is always a little bit of a challenge, but it's unbelievably special, and to be a part of it is just amazing. So thank you all for Anglesey. It's been tremendous, and we hope to see you next year. But as for the team, well, they are special. I was admiring the trophy on Friday, and to see that amalgamation of man-made metal and the natural elements of wood just kind of summed everything up about the weekend. And to see that on behalf of the circuit, because it's everyone at the circuit who helps invite you here and deliver the weekend better than others. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, which brings us on to the bit that you've all been racing for. Apparently, at some point over the weekend, there's been a motor race of some description, and Andrew is going to help take us through the winners of our category.
Well, we can try, James. Yes, we'll give it a go. And let's go for the first of our classes. Here we go. Right. So this is Race of Remembrance AC1 class. Coming home in third place, we had CSC Racing with FTL packaging. In second place. So come on, where are you? We need the team up here on the podium. That's what this three-step arrangement is.
Presenting their prizes. Tony Thompson, come here, come on. There you go. Give them all the benefits. Well done, Tony. Okay, so in a resounding second position then in AC1 we have Team 497 Indigo Motorsport with CSC Racing. Which means that with a remarkable 327 laps completed at the end of this event, could you ever have believed the Citroen C1 would make that sort of distance in that sort of time? Well, now we know it can. It's WRC in beer we trust. And there you go, get in there, and ladies and gentlemen, you've won a pop pick. Congratulations. Okay, so well done to all of those guys. Citroen C1 class taking that one.
which means that we move on to the Race of Remembrance, the ACC class, which is city cars really. The rate of attrition there was slightly greater, which means that we don't have a third place. There are only 2 entries. The rate of attrition came in the entries. So coming home in second place then, Mission Motorsports, bad obsession. Bit of an abbreviation there. Well done, come on. Which means that in true military fashion, in a Toyota Aygo, taking victory in the ACC class, rocketing their way for the front, Team Torpedo.
And presenting the awards as I should have done is Steve Morris, who is the Managing Director of Morgan Motor Cars. And those guys deserve a round of applause themselves. Well done. There you go, and you guys want a poppy, so if we can get in and Steve, if you can do the honours and present. There you go, so you get to take that home. Ladies and gentlemen, our winners.
So let's move our attention then forward to the Race of Remembrance B class. Now this was something Paul Truswell and I were talking about a lot during the race commentary because it featured the Mazda MX-5s and in the end one of those stalwart minis as well, because coming home in third place with 353 laps completed, Track Scotland 2 in their Mini R50.
So well, presenting the prizes through Furlong for the Race of Remembrance Committee.
It's quite a character, James, to be issuing these prizes through Furlong, isn't he? Seen it, just about seen everything in motorsport, so now he's seeing the Race of Remembrance here at Anglesey, so well done to him. Coming home in second place then, the tussle for the top in the Class B in the Mazda MX-5. This was the Mark III car, interestingly enough. 169 laps, team 169, Clapham North MOT, 366 laps. Means that your overall victors in Class B, the 67 car Numbers Racing, they made number 1 in Class B, so let's have them on the podium. Mazda MX-5, they were in the Mark I car, interestingly enough, and 367 laps completed for them.
Do you want an extra step? You up there, is that alright? Got to stretch for first, haven't we? Here we go, and a poppy goes in the middle of there. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners. Right, well done, that's it. You've got to come back next year now, go on.
So moving forward then to Class C, the Race of Remembrance Class C.
And presenting the awards, we've got Luke Such. Thank you. Luke from BRSCC. You got it right the first time. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Luke, thank you very much indeed.
So Class C then, Mazdas get everywhere in this sort of racing, backbone of British motorsport these days. But it wasn't a Mazda coming home in third place, it was in fact a Renault Clio. And that was Pure Track UK Racing, team number 23. it was for the lead positions, but coming home, just being picked for it in second place in Class C, we had the Stuart Humphrey Racing Team 191. For your overall victors in Class C with 351 laps completed, team number 127, Linkman Paul Shield. Well, I say that, Paul Shield was probably engineering it, in reality, the drivers are the guys on the podium.
Paul! He's going to run it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our winners.
Doing the important bit. I'm doing the important bit.
Okay, so moving swiftly along before James gets too cold and too bored. Doesn't take much to get him bored, actually, he's always on the go. So we're going to move forward then to Class E, and this is very much a military flavour to it, because coming home in third place, this is the BMW 116 class, not the fastest cars on the planet, but nonetheless very competitive. 333 laps completed. It was the Royal Air Force in car number 9.
Presenting the awards, Ian McSteed, formerly of the Rifles.
Now, just so that we have a no favour shown here, and to show absolutely excellent balance, I have to say the finish of this was perfectly orchestrated. The echelon of cars across the line, as we saw the checkered flag. Coming home in second place, the Royal Navy, Royal Marines in car number 17. Which means that your overall victors in the 116 class in car number 199, CSC Racing.
And as the puppy gets presented, ladies and gentlemen, our winners. Congratulations. Well done, everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're now going to turn our attention to the next class, which was a fascinating battle out on the circuit, fairly adept bit of competition. James, this is going to be the relay race. Who is introducing this one?
So happy that we've got Lawrence Rake, the Royal Navy, now available for work, everybody. Job offers, very happily accepted across motorsport, but he doesn't get out of bed for less than, well, a sandwich really, and a kiss on the back of the neck really. He's in the Navy, it's happening.
Brilliant. Now, we made a comment in the commentary about the fact that Lotus seemed to have a huge involvement in this race meeting one way or another, whether it's historically or practically or currently, with that fabulous puppy car. But if you assume that a Caterham has Lotus origins, here we are again. Caterhams always seem to favour or focus in the Race of Remembrance, and no more so than in the relay class, because coming home in third place, the number 61 car, AOPF Motorsport. And if you reckon that Lotus involvement, then the next team are almost bang on Lotus headquarters at Hetnell. Local team to Norfolk, the number 34 car coming home in second place, ES Motorsport in their Elise. Which means then that the overall winners in the relay class, Caterhams again. I mean, it's fantastic Caterham racing. How they thread their way through the traffic the way they do, just blindingly fast as well, and taking full advantage of that. Number 88 car, Break Dancers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our winners of the relay. Give them a smile, give them a wave. Well done, chaps.
So that takes us on to the big one. And I can see James is already revving himself up for this, because this is the big event. This is the big award.
And so presenting it on our side, or the class trophy for this, is Mark Jordan. And Mark is our operations manager. So for many of you, you might not have seen him, apart from when he's guiding people into the right direction. But he runs the Mission Motorsport team on a day-to-day basis. He delivers a calendar that varies from go-karting in 36 different locations across the UK, monthly events at places like Three Sisters, all the way through to real stellar top-end stuff on the Festival of Speed, the Mission Motorsport Invitationals down at Goodwood, and then looking after a beneficiary audience at the end of the earth, normally in extraordinary weather, up here for Race of Remembrance. So Joey, to do this is really special, but this is quite a class. So if we can take us through our winners.
Okay, so let's run through that then. Caterhams again. Here we go. Coming home in third place. Now this is the overall results and Class D as well. Coming home in third position, it is the number 897 car, Rocket Racing. Well, there's a real tussle up at the top as well, because we were watching this seesaw battle. There was only 4 laps separating first to third place overall. But the meat and sandwich of that one effectively then, the 64 car, Solo 64 in their Caterham 270R. So as they do the glad hand bit, that turns our attention to the overall victors, not only in Class D, but in the 2021 Race of Remembrance here at Anglesey Trackmore. Overall victors, ladies and gentlemen, after a brilliant performance, they were quick all the way through, found their way through the weather and everything else. Overall victors, number 19, Rob Boston Racing. That was some performance, some very quick lap times. I think from memory, Rob actually setting the fastest lap for the race overall. So a brilliant performance for them. The Lotus Elise looking incredibly quick all the way through, and well done indeed to all of them.
There you go. So the class winners, the class winners trophy. There we go, so they've all finished touching each other. Well done, Peter. It's good to see Royal Marines there, but the Army there on the top step, not for the first time. Well done, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, our winners. And then, having managed to travel further than everybody else over the course of the 12 hours of the 2021 Race of Remembrance and presenting that award. Dave Stubbs, really grateful for you to be able to do it, and this is the first time that we've ever been able to give this to somebody. So this is Perseverance, the Race of Remembrance trophy, is being presented to you, and all you've got to do is promise to bring it back next year so that we can give it to someone else. Come on, please. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of Race of Remembrance 2021. Well done. In which case, look, well done everybody, but the big thing that I would say, I didn't have the privilege of being on track with you this year because I delegated all of that to blokes like Lionel who did the job that I normally did, and they did a magnificent one. We've got cars back in the same condition, more or less, that they arrived here in, and that's because the driving standards, I think pretty uniformly, were exceptional. Really good. In a COVID year with no big driver's brief, you got a PowerPoint presentation instead. You have truly entered into the spirit of the Race of Remembrance, and without you lot, it simply doesn't happen. So we are hugely grateful to you. Right, bugger off. See you next year. You're going to come and do it again?
Well done, everybody. Just a big thank you from Anglesey.